Good evening, everyone. My name is Danielle Wadsworth, and I will be presenting on my critical care change project, which is providing a consistent nursing orientation to the obstetrics unit. A little background about my project. When I was completing my orientation process, it was very inconsistent depending on who the orientating nurse was scheduled with for that shift. There was a lack of communication between the department, causing a lack of fluency among what was taught and what needed to be taught to that orientating nurse. To prevent staff turnover, it is important to address the problem head-on, preventing further turnover, increasing job satisfaction and competency among nurses on the unit. Evidence suggests that a lack of confidence can negatively impact critical thinking and reasoning abilities in a new nurse. It is estimated that as many as 60% of new graduates do not make it through their first year of employment related to inadequate training, lack of support, and job dissatisfaction. A study in an International Journal of Nursing Studies proposed that having a mentor program was cost efficient to a hospital as it improved nursing retention. A1 went on to say that a vital first step in an orientation process for nurses who work in a small hospital such as the one that I work in is to ensure that they develop core competencies necessary in antepartum, intrapartum, postpartum, newborn cares, as they may be the only person available to provide to the patient in emergency situations. My project goal was to develop an orientation process that employs preceptors that will utilize a well-structured curriculum with specified competency checklist, promoting learning while also providing a consistency throughout the orientation process. Some solutions to my project issue would be provide a consistent, well-structured curriculum with specified competency checklist in antepartum, intrapartum, postpartum, and newborn care, guaranteeing orientating nurses receive a consistent, well-structured orientation in a timely manner. Another solution would be to provide simulations to enhance learning by increasing exposure to critical situations that we may not experience every day, such as a hemorrhage, shoulder dystocia, or neonatal resuscitation. Provide one preceptor for each orientating nurse who demonstrates competency on the unit while also having a desire to teach. And finally, provide regular progress plans to make sure that benchmarks are being met, along with allowing the unit educator or supervisor to provide feedback, enhancing the learning experience. My project objectives were to determine an issue that needed to be addressed within the hospital by January 29th, establish a critical care change project team by February 19th, develop a structured curriculum by February 26th, choose qualified preceptors by February 26th, develop progress plans with specific benchmarks by March 5th, implement the new orientation process by March 5th, and then finally conduct an evaluation process by April 16th. My project action plan was pretty lengthy, but some of the main highlights would be to choose an area to focus on, utilize previous unit competency material to develop a standard curriculum, develop competency checklist with specific dates for completion, partner a preceptor with each orientee, and of course gain approval for progress plans and all of the competencies by nursing management. All of my project outcomes were met. There were two that needed to be modified slightly. The first one of those was in choosing the preceptors. Instead of choosing only one preceptor, our critical care change project team decided that it would be beneficial to actually partner the new nurse with 2 preceptors, allowing more flexibility among their schedules. And finally, the second area that needed to be modified is the evaluation. Evaluations of the new orientation process will need to be a continuous process, ensuring its success. Yet, as of April 16th, the satisfaction on the unit within the employees has increased, and 2 out of the 4 orientating nurses have successfully completed their orientation process with a 7 to 7.5 month time frame, compared to the previous 8 to 9 month time frame in which it took prior to the implementation of the new program. I believe that my project has been very successful, and I look forward to watching it grow even further, as it's been a huge benefit to the unit. And that is the completion of my project. Have a good night.